Hey, how's it going? Today we're going to check out what the developers had to say about the latest bugs in Update 2.1. Then we'll move on and talk about some of the newer bugs that have just popped up in 2.1. So with that being said, let's go ahead and dive right into this. Let's start off by talking about some of the bugs in Cyberpunk, because there is going to be an update here soon. If you guys did not know, I did make a video on this, but I will inform you right now, because if you head over to SteamDB, you can tell right there one of the branches is locked. This was updated about maybe 2 weeks ago, because that's probably around the same time when I made this video, or that video I should say. But yeah, it's going to arrive sometime soon, we just don't know when. Now here's the good news. There is some confirmation about some other bugs that will be fixed here coming soon. For example, if we head over towards the support section of CDProjektRed.com, you can tell that there's quite a few posts here. So what we're going to be taking a look here is specifically about the sonic shock issue. Now, before we get into this, I do want to say a few things. First off, you may already know about this issue or this problem in general. And second off, I had already confirmed that this will be fixed, that is, whenever this next update arrives. Yet the only difference this time, I have a bit more proof to show you about that, so let's get right to it. First off, what we need to talk about is whether or not you are aware of what's going on. So sonic shock is causing a huge problem for a lot of players because it just kind of makes their builds not as useful as it once was. For example, this username STSI01 had this to say: before the 2.1 patch, when I used Sonic Shock Tier 3 before Synapse Burnout in the same queue, no location tracing. After the 2.1 patch, now I get location tracing after using Synapse Burnout even if I used Sonic Shock before. So yeah, it's still causing some problems right now to where you're still located. Now the good news is that a different player here had a good response to this because he had a reply back from one of the support team members. For example, right here on the screen, we can see Crimson Rider have this to say: it's a bug, it's a bug. Faith restored, hooray. Because as you can tell down below, what it says right here is a developer's response, and it says, hello, thank you for reaching out and bringing this to our attention. We are aware of this issue and currently gathering data on it. I apologize for the inconvenience it may have caused. And yeah, so if you guys did not know, that's kind of like their typical response to these bug reports, to be honest. The reason why I say that is because this next post is pretty much this same response, and this is actually an image from one of the tech support members. This username, Andre Mad, had this to say: broken weather systems, CDPR are gathering data and investigating. I've created a ticket about this problem that I only have the sunny weather in CP 2077 outside the quest. So I received an answer that CDP are now investigating the issue. If you also experience such issue with only sunny weather, please create tickets and write to CDPR. So if we go down below, you can see that this is the whole entire image here. The tech support member had this to say: hi, thank you for contacting us. I appreciate your feedback. We are aware of the situation and we're currently gathering data on it. Kind regards. And alrighty, so what they're doing here is just taking a look at other bug reports to see if it all matches, and I'm sure this right here will be fixed if it has not already been. Yet for this right here, they are taking a look into it. They're investigating it essentially, so we'll see exactly what goes on in the next update. Next, we're going to take a look at a post that was made by Ocean MJ, and what this person had to say is right here. Just replying here to say that yes, this is still a huge issue on Xbox. Makes driving around this city at night just unbearable. Issues persist on ray tracing and performance modes. Regardless of any graphic options enabled/disabled, feels much more noticeable recently since 2.01 or 2.1 than it was before. It's been over a year since this was first reported, plus numerous other threads here and on Reddit and Twitter. Please CDPR fix this already. Then a user by the name of Eclectic Mins had this to say: I sent in another ticket and got another email saying the team is aware of the issue, so I don't know if it will ever get fixed, but I'm still hoping. Now, to clarify and give more context on what they're talking about specifically, but there is apparently an issue with Series X. Now, some of you that are on a Series X, please let me know if you are experiencing this, but apparently there is a artifact issue going on with FSR 2.1. This right here has been a huge problem since 2022, which is pretty crazy. It's been going on for quite some time, and whether or not it's going to be fixed this time is kind of up in the air at this point. Of course, this user has said that they did receive a response and that the team is investigating it, so we can only hope that it will be resolved for you guys on Xbox. Moving on, if you have been experiencing some sort of car related issues when it comes down to purchasing those vehicles and they're just not popping up, well, guess what? You're not alone, because others have been experiencing the same exact problem. This user by the name of Bronson _ had this to say: with regard to the vehicle unlocked for purchase by doing vehicle contracts, has anyone been able to purchase/add them to the call vehicle list since 2.1? Or should they be considered unobtainable until hotfix is released? For context, I am playing on PS5. I'd roll back the patch to 2.02 if I could. Additionally, I hope CDPR at least communicates whether a hotfix for the major issues, melee finishers, vehicle purchasing, etc. should be expected soon or after the holidays. The devs absolutely deserve a break, and I'm fine with waiting, but some transparency into known issues, a rough timeline of when things will be fixed, would be much appreciated. My experience with 2.02 was pretty much flawless, but the 2.1 bugs are difficult to ignore. And yeah, it absolutely is pretty hard to ignore. Especially the finishers, if you're just one of those like maniacs that are focused onto every bit of detail. And I say maniac in a good way because I'm one of them, right? When it comes down to those finishers and I just don't see what I typically am used to seeing, it just drives me bonkers. I'm like, what is going on here? So yeah, it makes sense. I 100% agree on the transparency issue. It would be nice if they were more open about it. Of course, the holidays are kind of just went through, Christmas, New Year's Eve and then New Year's. So now, yeah, it's going to take some time, but I would definitely expect sometime this month there will be another update. Anyways, a user by the name of CDA92 had this to say in response: I'm very much in the same boat. I reported the issue and handed over the save file. The last time I received an email was Tuesday, 12th December, acknowledging the issue and looking into it, etc. And there you go. For those that are curious whether or not this is being investigated, it is. It's going to be looked into. We'll see whether or not this is going to be fixed when that next update arrives. And if it's not, I would guarantee or would expect another update even after that. Because if you guys did not know, they're supposed to add FSR 3, which is supposed to be sometime this year. And yeah, so if we do not see FSR 3 when this next update arrives, we can definitely see it in another update for sure. And now with that information to the side, let's go on and talk about some of the newest bugs that have just popped up in 2.1. Now, if by any chance that you have been experiencing some other bugs or you found this video quite relatable in terms of bugs that you have experienced, then definitely give this video a like and let me know down below, because I'm genuinely interested in what you have went through and what bugs have popped up so we can kind of just talk about it. But with that being said, let's go ahead and talk about this right here. Alrighty, so what you can see right here is a post made by Schultz, and this is over at CDProjektRed.com, and this user had this to say: so far, I found numerous bugs with quick hack effects not working with iconics. Contagion. Fire overheat explosion effects doesn't work on the first target hacked by Contagion, but will work on subsequent jump targets. Synapse burnout, stack and RAM reduction for killing targets with the hack doesn't work. Cyberpsychosis, stack and RAM reduction for being under the influence of cyber malfunction doesn't work. Weapon glitch. The weapon self-destruct feature doesn't work. Anyone found any others? It's kind of disgraceful that this huge plethora of issues still exist, and it essentially makes iconic quick hacks pointless and inferior to their baseline legendary counterparts when so many of the stated features that make them great are broken. And yeah, man, these players are just not excited or happy about the recent issues going on in 2.1, which I don't blame them at all, because yeah, it kind of sucks, but hey, it's going to be resolved, and that's the positive thing to look at, because that's kind of what I'm looking at. I'm not trying to focus on the negatives, even though I am talking about some of the negative, bugs and all that. I mean, it does need to be talked about, but the good news is is that it's going to be resolved. So to me, that's all that really matters, is that the developers are looking into it, and CDProjektRed has really learned their lessons over the years and have improved the game so much. Next, we're going to take a look at a user named Goel, and this is what he had to say. I just finished Phantom Liberty, rolled credits, go to meet Reed, and then at some point my phone stops working. I have tried reload old saves, all saves have this behavior, death and reload, fast travel, go into Misty's, console commands from Reddit, results the phone starts up with hands or Reed, and then immediately V says gotta go. Gigs, call through, can't open text or make calls, side missions, save file editor, I'm trying to finish by Christmas and I can't progress, thanks for taking a look at this. So this right here, I've yet to experience it, not too sure. Maybe this user had used a mod, maybe no-clipped, maybe broke a quest. Of course, that's speculation. I'm not saying that's what happened. But if you have been experiencing the same exact thing, especially on console, let me know down below. But let's move on towards the last and final thing here. So what you're going to take a look at is a door that's completely jacked up. I mean, you can obviously see inside of it, the textures, I mean, you can tell that the building's completely empty. And what this user had to say is right here. I started a new game and encountered already a lot of not completely closed doors and glitched graphics behind them. I'm very sure this is new. I cannot remember seeing anything like this in my earlier games. I'm still in lockdown Watson and it's around 10 of this door so far. Then he continues on to post another image, and this time he says, okay, it's literally every single door of that model. Someone must have turned the angle of the master door, and now every single one of those doors is a bit open and behind is of course nothing. Could a dev please close the master door? ? And I would have to check this out personally. I've yet to do so, but if you can do it for me, because I'm also interested about this, or if not, I will let you guys know down below. I need to know confirmation on this. Yeah, it's gonna be really weird if that's an exact issue going on. But yeah, I can't recall seeing any doors messed up to my knowledge. But anyways, I hope that you guys have enjoyed the video. Hopefully you found it useful, helpful. If it has, give this video a thumbs up. If you have any questions, comment down below. Thank you guys so much for the support, and I'll see you all in the next video.